You have joined me in another episode of The Curtis Zone, and I do nothing but thank you so much. I, of course, am your humble and handsome host, Dylan J. Curtis, and I ask that you hit the like and subscribe button for more content, for more of me, my smiling face, and of course more of my bouncing pecs. We asked ourselves today, how powerful would Aang the Avatar be if he had the Flash's powers, Hank Pym's intellect, and the Red Hood's skills? Reason why we're doing this is because the live action Avatar The Last Airbender is set to come out in January, so as always, when an animated character makes a live action appearance, we asked ourselves how powerful would that person be, or we just ask her, or we do an episode on a history of, as we do with all of our characters. So, let's talk about it, shall we? Some news from the world of DC, because you know before we get started we gotta give you some news. From the world of DC, a lot of names have been passed around for the role of Batman. Some of the names being bounced around are Jensen Ackles, who you may remember from Supernatural, Jake Gyllenhaal, who you may remember played Mysterio in Spider-Man, and Ryan Gosling. Nothing is set in stone on directors, on cast, crew, nothing, but it is looking like they should pick Jensen Ackles. But what do you think? Leave it in the comment section down below. Come on. Another piece of news from the world of DC is the fact that they are still bouncing around names for directors for the upcoming Superman Legacy film. Nothing is set in stone on directing because James Gunn cannot do it himself. But if he did, we would be excited to see it. I mean, come on, it's Superman. The final piece of news is from the world of Marvel. It is being reported that a Marvel actor has pulled out from the MCU and they are scrambling to find a replacement for him. Nothing is set in stone. They're not reporting on who it is, but I hope it's not Shang-Chi, because come on, that guy did great. Now let's get into this How Powerful Would Someone Be episode, and remember, hit that like and subscribe button. And if you guys want to tell me how powerful you think the character would be, just leave it in the comment section down below about how powerful you think he would be. But as always, I will be back again, so leave it in the comment section down below if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you just want to make a request for any episode period. But for now, let's get started, shall we? Quick origin on Aang the Avatar. He was once an air nomad training in the air temple until he found out that he was going to be an avatar who was destined to bring balance into the world. So he froze himself for 100 years after the Fire Nation destroyed his entire family and the air nomad temple. He was thawed once again by Katara and her brother Zuko, but he had to learn all the elements in order to fight against the Fire Nation and their lord, Fire Lord Ozai. And this became an amazing adventure which lasted 3 seasons. As the Avatar, he has control over air, water, earth, and fire. But he's also a pretty skilled martial artist, being skilled in Shaolin Kung Fu and Bojutsu. But it's his control of the elements that make him even more powerful, due to the fact that his control of the elements give him the power to bring balance to the universe. Now, Aang can only control 1 or 2 elements at a time, but when he's in the Avatar state, he can control them all at once, as you saw in the final battle between him and Fire Lord Ozai, which I recommend watching. To have the Flash's speed means to be the fastest man in all of comic books, due to the fact that the Flash has the ability to travel so fast that he can literally rip a hole through the fabric of the space-time continuum, which he once did in both the Flash movie, the comic books, and in the TV series. The Flash has a speed of over Mach 3, and he also has the ability to use his kinetic energy to throw lightning bolts, create wind tunnels, tornadoes, the whole 9 yards. So imagine his power in the hands of Aang the Avatar and tell me how powerful you think he would be. After training under the eye of Batman and the League of Assassins, Jason Todd the Red Hood became the most skilled assassin in DC comic books. He has amazing martial arts abilities. He is good with all sorts of guns, swords, scythes, axes, throwing stars, the whole 9 yards. But what makes him so skilled is the fact that he also has a soul leap.
which it allows him to leap exactly 5 feet in the air for as far as he wants to go. I highly recommend that you guys tell me how powerful you think Aang the Avatar would be if he had all this stuff combined to him. To have Hank Pym's brain is to be a master with all things, due to the fact that Hank Pym discovered a group of microparticles which he calls the Pym particles, and he then put them in separate serums to either shrink or grow anything, including a human body. Apart from that, he is also an expert in physics, robotics, nanorobotics, advanced cybernetics, and he also has a mind for business like Tony Stark. But what sets him apart from Tony Stark is that his knowledge of all this stuff makes him even better because he uses it in a more practical way. He also is one of the inventors behind the Ultron program. So yeah, imagine his brain in the hands of Aang the Avatar.
And that brings another episode of the Curtis Zone to a screeching close, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to give some love to today's sponsors, Coastal Waste and Recycling, because as always, your garbage powers someone's world. And as always, I will be back with more. My smiling face and of course more of my bouncing pecs. So leave in the comment section down below what you want to see in an upcoming episode. And as always, we listen to your comments, okay? So I will be back soon. I love you all. Peace out.